Hello, everybody, and welcome to the December 20th edition of the Hot 10 Show. CBSI presents the Hot 10. Tonight, we have with us the one and only Ben Stein, the writer of the Hot 10, and Dino. We are part of CBSI Presents Tales from the FlipSide, and we got a great list for you this week. We're just going to get right into it. Away we go.
All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? First, want to say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Yeah, to you guys as well. Because I don't know, are we doing a show Monday?
I think we are.
Maybe. We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we will start off here with our Golden Age honorable mention and these famous. We'll start with Famous Funnies number 214. The Famous Funnies Frazetta covers are some of my absolute favorites, and I own 0 of them, unfortunately. But this one's particularly cool looking because of the red planet in the background. It just kind of overtakes the entire cover.
Mars, M-A-R-S, Mars.
Man, it's just gorgeous looking. But
yeah,
there was a 7.5. CGC 7.5 it sold back in March for $1,900, but this week a 5.0 sold for almost the same price at $1,800. So it's obviously jumping in price. 2 years ago, the same 5.0 sold for $500. So It's more than 3.5, almost 4x from just a couple years ago. So
I love how they put the Frazetta, signature in that box and just right up front. So it's Frazetta. If obviously a lot of us that know Frazetta know what Frazetta stuff looks like. And then I also love how awesome the ship looks. Even, 50 years later, that ship looks great. Beautiful, futuristic.
I mean, it's better than a Tesla truck, so I mean.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but honestly, my favorite Frazetta from that run is the underwater one.
Yes.
It's just, I don't know, it's the way the female's head is tilted back and her hair is flowing or something. I don't know what it is, but it's just stunning.
I just love how this guy's gangster riding on the back of this ship. That's dope.
Out in the middle of space.
Yeah, he got no helmet on, man. He don't care. He got the lettuce flowing like McClay out there.
So, anyways, you're never gonna find a Frazetta cover cheap anyway. So,
nah.
But it is what it is. But all right, so let's move on to our second honorable mention. This is kind of an oddball cover here. It is Sonic Universe number 82. The cover artist is actually T-Rex. It's not a T-Rex variant like there's a dinosaur on the cover. The artist is T-Rex. But there was a copy that, so this is really hard to find. Even Topher in the comments of the article on comicbookinvest.com said, good luck finding this. So apparently this is pretty hard to find. But
was it a ratio?
No, I think it's just like a B cover.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, but a copy did sell a couple months ago for cover price, but this week a copy sold for $40. So I can't really tell exactly what is going on the cover. It looks like some robots or something. I can't really tell, but. Anyways, I think a lot of these Archie books, there some of them are like some of the Betty and Veronicas, and some of these from this time period. This is like early mid 2000s, something like that, maybe like 2005, somewhere around there, probably. I'm sure their print runs were just stupid low. Like I would probably, as a B cover, this has probably got less than 1,000 out there, I would say.
And it's from 2016 January. That's what the cover date says, at least.
This is from 2016.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
So that's way newer than I would have expected. But
and this isn't the only T-Rex variant in that
run.
Yeah. So he did a couple of them. He did 59, and I think he did number 80. This is what, 82, right?
This is 82.
It's 82. He did 82 and 92. There's a cover B on 92 that he did too, which isn't as great.
Okay, so maybe if you're out digging through Sonic books, if you see this cover artist, you know how some of these things run in pairs. Once one pops, it seems like the other ones tend to as well. But
yeah, I'm sure they're behind a Betty Veronica that nobody looks at either. So
probably. Okay. All right. So coming in at number 10 this week, this is actually one of my personal favorite covers out there. It is Cobra number 19, the Antonio. I'm guessing it's Fuso, the 1 in 10 variant. The writer of this book is Mike Costa, and Antonio Fuso actually did the art on this as well. This is from back when they did this variant. IDW did, I believe there's 11 in the variant set, and they're all kind of homages to album covers. This was actually not an album cover. This was a Hendrix poster that's an homage to that. But it's awesome looking. It's just
colors.
Oh, so awesome. Another book that's in that same variant set is the Snake Eyes Purple Rain.
Yep.
It's ridiculously expensive. There's some other ones. There's a Turtles Nirvana cover from Smells Like Teen Spirit. There is a Beatles. Is it Transformers? I think it's Transformers, where they did the Sgt. Pepper album cover. There's a few other ones. It's hard to find what they're called because they don't list them like in like My Comic Shop as album cover homages or anything like that. So they're kind of hard to determine which ones are what. But if you see any of these, buy them. A copy of this just popped up, and I'll be honest, I've looked on eBay for a while, and there's been none for sale forever. But one did sell this week for $225. So for a 1 in 10 variant, it's pretty good.
Yeah, and not only is the color amazing on this book, I really like the Baroness and the kind of like Russian like alphabet type thing they got going on there.
Oh yeah,
really cool too.
Yeah, just a stunning book. If you happen to find one of these, definitely buy it. Very few people have it. I think honestly, very few people even knew that this book existed. I have a feeling that now that there's been one for sale, it's going to kind of jump into that Purple Rain, type. This is I think Baroness is probably a better seller.
Was the Purple Rain the same one in the same series?
No, the Purple Rain was from Snake Eyes Storm Shadow.
Ah, okay.
But it came out basically at the same time.
Yeah.
So anyways, $225 for this book right now.
Raw, right?
Raw. Yes, raw.
Did we? I guess I didn't even look before the show. I should have. How many 9/8 do you think there are out there of that book?
I'd be surprised if there was more than 5 even graded.
I'll look real quick while you guys keep going. I'll look it up real quick.
Okay. All right. So let's move on to number 9. And this is kind of a oldie but goodie in the modern world. Darth Vader number 3. Writer is Kieran Gillen. Artist is Salvador LaRocca. And there's been some talk that Afra is going to get her own series on Disney Plus.
Yep.
And if that happens, think how good The Mandalorian is and how much buzz that has around it. And if you all of a sudden and that has no comics tied to it. I mean, there's no Baby Yoda in comics.
Yeah.
But think if there was.
Yeah.
I mean, think how unbelievably hot that book would be if there was a Baby Yoda in any Star Wars book.
And what a gorgeous Adi Granov cover.
It's a shame, and I feel like we discussed this like years ago when it came out, but It's a shame that this isn't the variant, that this is the A cover. Just
the variant's not too shabby either.
It's average.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not this good.
Well, they did do the second and third and fourth prints with a different color scheme, so that's kind of cool too.
It is. It's definitely different, but this is back up to a $30 raw book now. I mentioned on the article that 9/8 seem to be holding about the same price as they were before, 125 to 140. I would expect that to go up since the raw prices have more than doubled. So expect 9/8 to follow suit on that.
And before we go for the last book, one
graded copy,
902. You got plenty of room to roll up.
190 graded copy.
Yeah.
Well, and it's a black bordered cover.
That's a hard book, man.
I would think that's a really hard grade.
I mean, and honestly, I mean, like you said, not too many people knew about it. If you didn't buy it then, if somebody sat on it, it just went into the dollar bin, I bet. No one knows about this book.
I don't think so. But okay. Moving on to number 8. And there's another kind of an oldie in the modern world is Black Hammer number 1. I mentioned this is written by Jeff Lemire. Yep. It's kind of been the people that read Black Hammer love Black Hammer. What was it about? Was it a year ago that 6 months to a year ago that some kind of option news came out about this? Kind of went up in price and it's kind of fell back down. The San Diego Comic-Con variant's still pretty high, but this one has doubled in price this week, up to $35.40 raw. I mentioned that it probably is because out of the Black Hammer universe, there was Skull Digger and some new title came out this week, a number 1 that sold out at Midtown. So my guess is somehow this is kind of following suit that, oh yeah, that's right, we love Black Hammer, so why aren't we buying it? Have you guys read Black Hammer?
Nope.
I started reading it when it came out. I was just fascinated with the variant covers they did, the homage covers. Mm-hmm. And this is an amazing series.
I was into Descender. You know, Jeff Lemire wrote Descender, right? Or was it right?
That was it? Was
I
it
think
Lemire? Right?
I think it was Lemire.
I thought it was Dustin Nguyen.
Maybe. I thought Lemire. Maybe Lemire did. I don't know. I thought it was Lemire, but I could be wrong. No, it was Jeff Lemire.
Oh, was it? Okay, so did Dustin Nguyen do the draw or the art?
Yeah, art. Yeah.
Okay. So, anyways, Black Hammer number 1, moving up again. All right, number 7, Astonishing XMen number 6. This is from the volume. This is from the first volume from like 2005. It's the first appearance of Sword, I guess, is in this book. I think there was a cameo in issue number 3. Basically, there were some set photos from the Disney Plus WandaVision show, and it had the Sword logo on one of the buildings, and so I guess people are specking on WandaVision, and it moved from cover price to $15 to $20.
And this series was one of the best X-Men series. I mean, I remember when this series was coming out, everybody was going absolutely crazy for it because the stories were amazing and the John Cassidy covers and art on it are amazing.
Yeah, it's a pretty provocative cover, to be honest, even though she's fully clothed, but it's still kind of a,
it's got is it Dr. Manhattan, since we're talking about Watchmen earlier? It's got that Dr. Manhattan kind of vibe, right?
Oh yeah, like the Hughes.
Yeah, the Dr. Manhattan Hughes cover.
But I guess this probably would have been out first, so maybe Hughes copied this.
Maybe.
Or used it as inspiration or whatever. But
yeah.
Anyways, cover. I think that if any more books that are cover price and then something happens, it seems like that $15 to $20 range is where it goes to. I'm not sure why that price point is where everybody goes to, but that's what it seems to be anymore. Which will lead into number 6, because the same thing happened to this book, Stealth number 1. This is a Robert Kirkman book. It went from cover price to $15 to $20 as well. I guess there was a report that it's going to be a movie. I notated in the article, it seems odd that this would be a book that would get a movie because it's a single issue. It's just this.
I linked you to the other things. I didn't know what those were. Remember, it was like underneath. I don't know if there was one-offs of other characters.
Yes, pilot season from Top Cow back then. It was like, what, 2010?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, it's just odd. I don't. That was during my comic hiatus, so I don't really. My knowledge from that time frame is a little light, I would say, just because I was not doing any collecting at all back then. But pretty much at this point, it seems like Kirkman stuff just is going to get picked up no matter what, and I don't even know if it's that necessarily that good.
Yeah, I sent you the link, but I didn't read it. I didn't read it today. I should have read it, but I didn't.
But anyways, if you see this in dollar bins, this another one that you can probably find. The Astonishing X-Men you can probably find in dollar bins. This is probably one you can still find in a dollar bin as well. So good luck hunting it. You might be able to make a few bucks off of it.
Yep.
All right. Number 5. This one's an odd one. I had to have Dino help me out on this one because I really was not sure what was going on.
Nah, it's okay.
It's Spawn number 302, the second print.
Correct. And
there is a misprint in this. Sales are like 20 to 25. But Dino, tell us, everybody, what's going on with this book.
Okay, so it's a second print, and you can tell that because I don't know if there's a barcode on the back, but the Spawn logo is yellow, so that's how you can denote it. Because on the first issue or on the first printing, it's in blue.
I think it actually says second printing too.
Oh,
I think underneath the number.
Oh, okay, yeah, it says that, but that might help too. So there's a blue logo on the first printing, the yellow label or yellow logo on the second printing. And then on page 19 that I found it on the blue first print, it's a black and white, and then I guess on the second printing it's supposed to be like a green kind of haze, and I think probably what happened at the printer, it just kind of muted over time and it went to yellow. So I think I put a copy. If you want to give me screen control for a second, I actually sent a link in one of our groups.
So there. I was trying to do some searches on eBay, and there's not a whole lot of these listed. But I'm not even sure these people knew what the error was.
Yeah, so this is out of page 19. So it looks like it's supposed to be like a green bluish, and all of a sudden it turned to yellow somehow. So this is on page. If you count the cover as page 1, this is 19 pages in.
So both of these exist.
Correct.
The green and the yellow is the error.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And look, I mean, in the eyes are different, kind of. It's like this one's a little redder and that one's a little pink. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they ran out of green and said, screw it, we'll go for yellow for the last couple runs, or who knows what happened. So, because on the first printing, hold on one second. I got a whole bunch of stuff going on right here. Let's see what we got. So let's see. On the first printing, it is this one. Let's zoom this over. So this is on the first printing. It's black and white.
Okay.
So it's all black and white on the first printing, and this is the second printing. So. Okay.
And so I'm not really sure how rare this is.
I don't know either. I mean, there was only like 4 or 5 listed. Now I don't know how many Spawn 302s sold in that year, but I don't really know. So,
all right. Well, I would assume that since this just came out, that
they're dollar books probably. Nobody.
Well, I mean, it should be still sitting on the shelves. I mean, they're only on issue 303, so the 302 second printing should still be on the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess if you run to your LCS, look flip to page 19, see if it's yellow.
Yep.
And I guess if it's yellow, then to be honest, maybe the non-error is more rare. I don't know. Pick up if you see green and a yellow, probably pick them both up.
I mean, for $3 or whatever you're selling for, pick them up. I mean, both of them. Who cares?
Yeah, just in case. Who knows? Yeah. All right, so there we go. There's our lesson. If anybody knows anything more about it, let us know.
Yeah, in the comments of comicbookinvest.com, hit us up.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, so number 4, and this is one that was on the list about 6 months ago, ish. I'm not really sure exactly, but it was probably back in the summer.
Yep.
Batman Beyond number 6. This is the writer's Hilary Bader. The artist is Joe Staton. And it's the first appearance of Ink, if you remember back to the Batman Beyond animated series. I'm not really sure what happened this week, but they were selling for like $30 to $40, and all of a sudden they're selling for $70 like this week. I'm not sure why. They're the only current listings. I think there was an auction that's already over $70, and there's a couple buy it nows that are over like $100. So I'm not sure why all of a sudden this jumped from 30 to 70, but it did.
Yeah, I have no idea. I haven't heard anything on the radar. I mean, back in November, they did a Batman kind of concept art thing, but
I mean, this is a cool character for DC because Ink is kind of like the Venom symbiote.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of weaves its way and stuff, so it's kind of a cool. But again, if anybody's got any information that I missed, let us know. I'm just reporting that the book is selling for a lot higher than it was last week. So, all right, and then we're going to another odd Batman book, which is probably no one would have ever bought, other than if they just like Grant Morrison. But is Batman: The Return #1. This is a Grant Morrison written book and David Finch art, so it's pretty good combo, to be honest.
I mean, that's the only reason that people I would always more Grant Morrison, but David Finch. Like if you're a Finch fan, you're trying to just collect all his books. I mean, that's the only reason you're probably buying his book.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But apparently, this is first appearance of the Heretic, which I guess popped up in Nightwing this week, I think, as a return. I don't really know for sure, but I haven't read any books this week at all. So, but I mentioned it's Batman. If there's some kind of Batman spec, that always carries extra weight, just because you look at Red Hood, Batman Who Laughs, those first appearances are expensive, very expensive. So if you can find a new Batman character first appearance, it's going to jump. So this one again pulled that same cover price to $10 to $15 jump.
I mean, that was the same thing was it Anarchy? Was it Anarchy on New 52 Batman? Was it Anarchy?
No. Anarchy was like when they were saying, or when Anarchy was like Joker's son or something.
Yeah, that was a big book for a while, for a second. Like it shot up. It's weird with Batman spec, man. It really is. Like
it is. You don't know what's going to hit, but when it does, it's going to be a big deal.
Yeah,
because it is Batman. But
yep.
All right. Now we're going to the top 2. This one's probably not much of a surprise because it's Star Wars week. Is Star Wars Rise of Kylo Ren, #1, the Carmen Noonian 1 in 25 variant. Most of these Star Wars off titles are probably not heavily ordered. I would assume probably the same thing here with Kylo Ren. But it's kind of a cool looking cover. He's staring at his mask, and it's kind of cool looking, but selling well above ratio at 40 to 50 right out of the gate. So if you happen to pick it up for at your store and they sell those 1 in 25s for $15, you're going to more than double your money. You know, you could double, triple your money this week on
it. And honestly, I would try to be first to the market on this if you were going to try to 9.8 this, right? I mean, it's a black cover. It's probably going to be a little tough. I mean, it's a cool cover. I mean,
and I will say, without giving any spoilers, I saw Star Wars last night, and they did a really good job with Kylo Ren and his storyline in that movie. And I could see that maybe being another reason why maybe this is going, because it's kind of given the backstory, I imagine, of how he turned and his line, you know, of taking that road, because obviously you can see he's kind of in the Ben Solo early Obi-Wan Kenobi style Jedi Knight cloak and stuff. So it's probably his storyline of how he started to turn.
There you go. So I'm not surprised that a Star Wars book, you know, did well, but there you go, number 2. And I guess before we get into number 1, Brian, did you have any announcements to throw up or anything?
Yeah, real quick, I want to let everybody know again to go check out comicbookinvest.com. As you guys can see, you will find the Hot 10 list on the side over here every month or every week, where the new list comes up. Of course, all these amazing articles here. Got a Flashback Friday article this week where our own Ben Stein, one of his original ghost hunting articles, one of the best articles that has ever been written at comicbookinvest.com are the ghost hunting articles. So make sure you go check that out. Of course, a new Usual Suspects article out, a new True First article out, Dollar Bin Digging. There's some really good new articles out. And like always, CBSI variants, go ahead and click on that. It will take you to a list of all the variants that are available, and there's some really good variants that are available out there. We've kind of talked about a lot of these, the beautiful NES homage cover, a lot of these awesome homage covers that are available for very good prices, and $1 for every sale will go to charity. And again, you know, we've talked about the Over the Ropes a lot in the past couple of weeks, but a really good buy-in for a book that's limited to 125 copies, I believe. So make sure you guys go check that out.
Yep. All right. So this is kind of a weird number 1. To be honest, I was telling somebody else that this week felt like there was a lot of good books and a lot of books rose in value, but it kind of felt like they were all like number 5. like none of them like stood out as like, oh, this is definitely this crazy gain. But this one kind of surprised me. This is Miles Morales Spider-Man number 13, the Edward Petrovich variant. Now, last week the regular cover was on the list. It was selling. They were kind of all selling right around $10 to $15 because of Billy Morales as the first appearance here. But this week, this one for some reason stood out, and the A cover dropped a little bit down to like $10. The B cover is about the same, about 15 to 20. But this one shot up to 25 to 30. And I'm not sure exactly why this one. I mean, it's just a C cover, so it's not like it's a ratio or anything like that. But do you guys have any? I mean, do you think this is like a great cover to where it would all of a sudden be what everybody wants? Is it just because it's the Venom Island cover?
Well, one of the things, I mean, obviously this Venom Island storyline has been hot for a quick minute, and they've kind of been waiting for this storyline to take place, and so maybe that's the reason. But as we've seen in the last couple of weeks on the Hot 10 list, that a lot of these kind of, I won't say child storylines or I don't know how you want to call them, that kind of like Marvel kids kind of imprint that they're doing with a lot of these covers are getting hot. As a matter of fact, I think this is probably like the third one. The past couple of months, we've had a couple Venom storylines that were in that. I forget what that imprint is.
Oh, like that Double Trouble and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So a lot of those have kind of been hot with the same thing. So riding that wave, is a big deal. And of course, the whole the whole spec on maybe the Zero character, if I remember correctly, which is tied to Miles Morales, and of course, the Venom stuff. So.
And I like the Raza, the variant 2020 cover with Raza on it. Have you seen that one?
Yeah,
it's like
that was for this issue.
Yeah, it's 13. It's same 13. Here, I'll show it real quick so people can see what's going on. So it's this cover. I mean, I got it from Gmart, but whatever. So I don't know why it's doing
the Matrix.
I know it's the Matrix here. Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. Share screen. Oh, because I hit the wrong one. Okay, so it's this one.
So,
I like that one. I like that one better than So I mean, but you can see. I mean, it's all over the place. I mean, 11. I mean, nothing's really selling really hardcore here. I mean, at the end of the day. So, but we'll see.
So, anyways, that was the list for this week.
Yeah.
Appreciate all the comments that people made on the website. Appreciate the comments in the chat as well.
Yep.
We also want to say, like Ben said, a Merry Christmas to all. Happy holidays.
Yep.
We appreciate you guys more than you know. Thank you for checking out the show. Thank you for letting us know what you think about it. Please do more of that. And make sure you guys check out CBSI Presents Tales from the FlipSide.
Yep.
Our show is available every Monday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. I believe we're going to have a show coming up this Monday. We're still kind of iffy on it, but we got episode 100 coming up. We got some stuff coming up, some special stuff coming up post episode 100. So please make sure you check it out. Let us know what you guys think. And another thing that we've kind of been doing the past couple weeks is if you guys, sorry, let me figure out a way to do this. If you guys, one of the things that we do on CBSI Presents Tales from the FlipSide is our pickup section. If you guys have any crazy pickups that you've made, where you guys have, Dennis Hayes just kind of blew us all away by picking up a Caliber Presents #1 for a quarter the other month. So if you guys want to join us in on pickups and you got some crazy story, let us know, and we'll get you on the show. So anybody else got anything before we call it a night?
Nope.
Smash the like and subscribe button. We're at like almost 650 subscribers, so more subs would help us out. Like and subscribe, and maybe afterwards I might do a break.
Ooh. So make sure you check out CBSI Presents Table Breaks, where you can join us and check out some trading card fun. So
Cool.
Other than that, we appreciate you guys, and we will see you next week.